What's up, manga fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and welcome back to another review of Bleach. This week's chapter 597, Winded by the Shadow. So it was literally as quick as a Shunpo this week for this chapter. It was so quick, even for Bleach. I mean, it just felt like I could have enjoyed it much more if there was more pages, but it was literally three focuses in this chapter. And I said two of them were just literally glimpses, and obviously the Royal Guard being the main part was quick as well. But as I said, despite that, it was enjoyable. The way it started was hilarious because I'm pretty sure everyone in the fandom agreed Pepe was going to be eaten by Liltotto, and that was literally what happened, as simple as that. And I was laughing because Liltotto was literally stoic, nonchalant face saying, "You tried to kill us, didn't you?" It's like, you do understand the repercussions you're gonna have to suffer for this. You know, you're gonna have to take responsibility. And he's trying to beg for forgiveness, and she just munches down, "Nom nom, the end, good night," while he's screaming. And I was laughing because I was thinking, this guy really isn't one of Kubo's favorite creations, is he? Because he was brought in not too long ago and killed off quite quickly. And as much as kind of disgusting he is in terms of, you know, his philosophy about love, which I think is more perverted, and the way he looks in that Cupid outfit was weird. He is quite a hilarious character. I mean, the way he was reacting to you know, every time someone disregarded love or spoke about it wrong, especially when the way he looked last chapter when Mayuri said the love doesn't work, my zombie, that was funny. So sad to see him go so quickly, but kind of happy because it makes the plot move along. And now, as I said, we get to hopefully move on to the Soul King Palace for a bit, and we can see Kirinji is actually not doing that well against Juha. And this is something I suspected, but I did not expect him to not land a single hit. He's even saying, "I can't believe it. I haven't managed to hit him once. I can't reach with my blade." And what's more frustrating is he's not even dodging or using any sort of illusion to, you know, avoid Kirinji. He's just generally walking forward, ignoring him, and it's like he's Kirinji just misses, and it's frustrating because he carries on walking arrogantly. He's like, "Oh, we've reached a stalemate, so you're just gonna give up." But luckily Shutara arrives. She's at the top of the stairs, and she's looking down on Juha, literally and metaphorically, and because this goes along with the words she's saying. It's like, "Oh, Juha, haven't seen you in a while." And it's like, you've got some nerve coming into the Soul King Palace without any invitation. You must think very highly of yourself, and you're a bit too full of yourself just because you killed Yamato. And I had to laugh at that because I'm thinking the same thing. He's just rolling in there, broken down, used a cheap way to get in, using, you know, basically using Ichigo to get up there. And he assumes that he can just walk in and the Royal Guard's just going to sit on their hands and feet. No thanks. He's up for some trouble. So Shutara had arrived with what I am assuming is a Suchi behind her, and they go on the attack when he arrogantly carries on ascending the stairs. And the same thing happens. None of the attacks reach, which is weird. None of the blades were able to hit him, but he didn't dodge or made any attempt to evade the attacks, and they've even surrounded him. So Shutara's just as baffled as Kirinji, and this is when we're revealed why none of the attacks are basically hitting. And the new Sternritter W is revealed to everyone. Well, I shouldn't say new Sternritter W, but yeah, Sternritter W comes out of the ground, forming out of the shadows, and he basically mocks the Royal Guard, saying, "Your attacks will bend like the wind and become useless." And he is essentially the reason why Juha can just walk freely, because all the attacks are bending, literally bending round Juha. Because I think there was a panel we see where Kirinji was, you know, from a distance, from a pan angle, we see like some sort of bend on the wooden panels that they were standing on, and a bend like literally in the atmosphere. So he's literally bending attacks like the wind, and none of it is hitting Juha. And I have to say, his character design is disgusting. He has two tongues, and that was really weird. And it's like his eyes he's got lazy eyes, like they were looking the opposite direction from each other, so that was weird. But it's kind of good to know that Juha, the reason why they can't attack Juha, not is because he's overpowered and better than them, it's because of this Sternritter W's power, the wind. So that kind of makes me feel better, because I didn't want him to go in there and then just beat everyone down easily. And I'm glad he's got some sort of sense to say, you know what, I'm going to fight you know, the Royal Guard in the Soul King Palace. I'm going to have to come prepared. And yeah, that's good, because he can't just think he can just roll in there and be able to handle the Royal Guard on his own. I mean, he's even got Hashwad and Uri with him, so that shows he's got some sort of sense of respect for their power. So hopefully we will see some battles in the future when this Sternritter W is wiped off the map, because he's annoying. And so far 2 of the Royal Guards are unable to attack Juha thanks to him and these stupid wind bending powers. So yeah, at the end of the chapter we have a bit of comedy. Urahara's finally finished the cannon that he was building, and what was funny was the whole way it was going about it. He's playing music really loud as background music, and Ichigo's covering, he's just shouting, it's too loud, and he says, I can't hear you, what are you talking about? And then he says the atmosphere is important, so he's playing music to make it nicer, and he's just trolling Ichigo. He's saying, oh, you heard what I was saying in all this time, you know, typical Urahara trolling and the just teasing kind of behavior. And you have to laugh, because it's like Urahara always does these kind of trolling comical events and tricks when something's meant to be serious. I mean, this is the, you know, the Thousand War Blood arc, and he's just making a comedy out of this launching thing to make it all more dramatic and epic. And I just gotta love Urahara for that. So I hope him and Yoruichi will be joining Ichigo, you know, to go up there, because I feel like Orihime and Chad are not, you know, good backup guys to have with him. I was hoping that Riku and Renji would finish off their fight and join, and maybe even Byakuya, seeing as he's pretty much done with what he was doing. But the only thing I can think would resolve is they're gonna go up there, things are gonna go wrong, they're gonna have to come back, and then hopefully, you know, the people who I mentioned will join up and fight with them later. So, because I just can't see, you know, them helping that much, and the only way I could see them doing something or coming back alive is if Urahara and Yoruichi come, which, you know, I hope to see more of, because we haven't seen much of them this arc. And Kubo did promise he would be focusing on them a bit this arc. So yeah, hopefully, you know, we see more from them. But yeah, as I said, chapter was enjoyable. Only thing I would complain about is the length. Hopefully we'll stick with the Royal Guard for a bit. I hope to see, you know, the other 3 Royal Guards turn up, and we'll see some more powers from them, because so far we've only seen Kirinji Shutara, which is some weird kind of staff like Shikai weapon, and I just want to see the full extent of their powers before Ichigo arrives, so that should be good. And yeah, I can't wait for next week. So despite this being short, I hope this will be a good build up for then. So you guys know the usual. If you enjoyed this chapter and you've got any opinions about it, leave them in the comment box below. And also, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video and you'd like to find out more or see more like this, check out our channel, and I'll speak to you guys next week.